Now that he had in his possession one rifle, an AR-15 style rifle, .223 caliber. I think we've got an image of that we can put up for you. So this is, I'll step out of the way. This is the rifle the suspect brought into the school and used. Note that I'm just, first time I saw it large, there is no forward handguard on that rifle, which is unusual. See the gas tube going back there. The suspect, in addition to the rifle, brought in a large quantity of ammunition. He had 7 magazines of ammunition on a chest rig that he wore. He also had an additional 8 magazines of ammunition in a field bag that he had carried. Now, this doesn't include the number of magazines that he left and dumped on the stairway, in the corridors along the way. But it appears that he came into the building with more than 600 rounds of ammunition on his person. One of the other questions that came up yesterday was there a manifesto that was left when the FBI had gone through the vehicle that had been parked there that he used to drive to the school. There was some paperwork in it. The detectives had gone through much of it last evening. There was a document that he had created, handwritten, and in there he spoke about his desire to engage in this incident, to conduct this school shooting. I'll read one portion from that notebook in which he had written. He wrote, quote, "I don't have any friends. I don't have any family. I've never had a girlfriend. I've never had a social life. I've been an isolated loner my entire life. This was the perfect storm for a mass shooter." End quote. So in reading this, we could see, some of what's going on inside his mind. He feels isolated, he feels alone, quite possibly angry and resentful of others who have what appeared to him to be healthy relationships, and so a desire to lash out. So this goes back to what I spoke about earlier, the critical importance of all of us being engaged with our family members, with our peers at work or at school or in our neighborhood, because when we're more engaged with one another, we're more aware of what each person is going through, we can do what we can to try and seek help for them, even if that's just reporting it to authorities. At this time, I believe the mayor would like to say a few words.
What you gotta say?
Thank you, Chief. Good morning. Last night I attended a vigil in Tower Grove Park with more than 100 people who gathered to honor the victims of yesterday's tragedy. They shared a wide range of emotions: frustration, anger, grief, and others felt passion to do more for their communities. But even for those who didn't feel the need to stand up and speak, I know that tragic incidents like this can traumatize our youth, our children, our teachers, and the larger community. Let me be absolutely clear. The scourge of gun violence that continues to claim the lives of our children and families in their communities is a national emergency. It's a public health crisis that requires federal action. But at the local level, we want our community members to know that they are not alone. If you're experiencing trauma or other mental health concerns, or just need someone to talk to about this, you can for free by calling VHR's 24/7 365 helpline and Youth Connection helpline. You can dial 988, or you can call, if you're a young person and want to talk to someone, you can call 314-819-8802, or you can text Be Heard, BHEARD, or 31658. In addition, I want to reiterate my sincerest appreciation for the police officers, the fire department, our school security, school staff, and others that responded quickly without hesitation. Some parents, like myself, woke up this morning wondering if it's safe to send their children back to school in St. Louis. My son woke up around 1:30 this morning to call me from upstairs instead of coming downstairs. That's what kids do nowadays. Because he needed to talk. And as a mother, you try to reassure your children, reassure your child that everything's gonna be okay. And I honestly felt like the safest place and the best place for him today was to go back to school, to be with school counselors who are gonna be there to help
You
him
crazy.
process, his teachers that care about him and the staff that care about him. But unfortunately, mass shootings have happened in almost every corner of our country. Suburban schools in Columbine and Parkland, a rural community in Uvalde. Because of this grim reality, the St. Louis Police Department, St. Louis Public Schools, our charter schools, and the Mayor's Office of Children, Youth, and Families have been conducting frequent trainings on how to respond to emergency situations like what we experienced yesterday. Trainings and active shooter drills are essential to ensuring that they responded as quickly as they did. And now I'd like to introduce Dr. Michael Brown, Deputy Superintendent of Student Support Services for St. Louis Public Schools. Thank you, Dr. Brown.
Good morning. At this time, we are supporting our school and the community. This morning, we activated 3 different resources. We have an in-person site for our 2 schools. We also have a virtual site that we email to those schools, staff, students, and parents as well. And we also increased our resources that we have online. If you go to slps.org, there's a mental health tab that will direct you to many of our resources that we use, that our students use, and that our staff use. So at this time, we are working on a long-term plan. We're collaborating with our community partners, as well as the Mayor's Office and the U.S. Department of Education. So we're working at this time to really come up with a next steps long-term plan for what we're about to come.
You are looking at a press conference in downtown St. Louis held by St. Louis Metropolitan Police, Mayor Tishaura Jones, as well as officials from St. Louis Public Schools. A lot of people asked yesterday about the style of gun and how much ammunition that the suspected shooter had. Interim Chief Michael Sachs said that the shooter was found with an AR-15 style weapon. It looked like it was missing some parts. He said that that was unusual. He said that the person had a large quantity of ammunition, some 600 rounds with them. They found 8 magazines with the shooter, but it appeared he dumped even more on the stairway. He said that this underscores the need to, if you see something, say something, but he spoke not just about protecting potential targets, but also stopping potential attackers from doing something like this. He urged people, look around. If you see something, say something. He said this can be an amazing opportunity to help someone before something terrible happens. We will continue to bring you more from this press conference, as well as more on the victims here. As you can see, they are teacher Jean Kuska, as well as 16-year-old Alexandria Bell. They died yesterday in this attack. So did the shooter as well. And we are also learning more about their lives. Jean Kuska was looking forward to retirement in just a few years. She had a host of kids and grandkids, and she had a really amazing life ahead of her. So did the very young Alexandria Bell. We have more resources on our website if you are having any trouble either coping with this, or you're noticing any red flags in your young person, or if someone just needs help for anything. We have the latest updates on the investigation as well, and a whole list of phone numbers and websites. Just go to fox2now.com. It's time for a quick break. The Power of Two returns in a moment.